Decentering men. We're continuing to speak about that. Good morning, ladies, and welcome back to another episode of Healing into Femininity. It's me, your host, Joanna. And today, I really want to say thank you to the ladies who commented on my videos. I have to say, I see you. I've also seen the people who have subscribed to the channel. So if you're new, completely new, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, share whatever you want to do with this video. But I would really appreciate your support because I really enjoy doing these videos and I'm so happy about the exchange. As I said in the videos, I really want to have the exchange. For me, I love conversation. I want to know where you're at. I want to know who you are. Like, I really want to connect. So thank you for everyone who, yeah, who liked and shared a comment. I really appreciate that. So let's get right into the topic today. So I don't have too much time today. I want to record two videos, but today I'm going out with my siblings. But today, I want to talk about or continue to talk about decentering men. So, what made me what made me pick it up again? It is going to be like this channel is going to be a decentering men channel, and it's definitely also going to be a focus on yourself channel, right? That's what it is. Like, we don't want to focus even on the decentering men part, but it's really about focusing on yourself and pedestalizing yourself and really make this your life's mission. So, what made me come back with this topic is that I watched a video of I don't know what's Gazelle Monet. Gazelle Monet is also a content creator, and she was Hind's side. Like, I don't know if you know Hindz. Hind's side. He is also a big YouTuber, and like allegedly he's a spiritual influencer. I didn't even know that this is what he was trying to do because I never really felt his vibe. Like, I got to know him, I don't know, maybe a few years back, and I watched a few videos, but for me it was too much show. It was too much show. And I have to say, in real life, since I'm a mixed brown woman, right? I know other light-skinned guys, and I personally don't really like the pretty guys because I've always found them to be a little narcissistic. Like, today we all use this word narcissistic, but they're very self-centered, and I've never really felt the pretty guy who knows and thinks that he's pretty and actually plays with it. Like, like, I'm not interested in it. It doesn't trigger me or whatever, but like, I don't care about you. So even with this Heinz guy, like, I never really felt him because obviously, like, I'm a spiritual student, yeah, and I'm a spiritual teacher as well. And I don't want to put myself on a pedestal in terms of being a teacher and saying like I'm the guru. No, I'm not the guru. I'm a human being also finding my way, but I've had a teacher, I've had a coach, a mentor for more than 7 years. I am studying the principles, and that's really what it's about. It's not about the teacher. Even for you and me or whatever, I think I'm more of an entertaining personality and dropping some knowledge here and there or some insights. And this is really what I want to do. I want to be very relatable and not put myself on a pedestal, quote unquote, being above any of my subscribers or my tribe or my friends. I am part of this human soup. Yeah, I like to call this, like, we're all in this soup together. We're all in this life together. And literally nobody is above anyone when it comes to figuring out life, right? I think I've really gained some wisdom and I want to share that, but it's not really about like, I am the teacher and I am giving you this advice, because I know that it really doesn't work like that, because we all want to make our own experiences. But going back to Heinz, so like now it came out like this girl, Gazelle Monet, she dropped the bomb on their separation. Like, I'm not too deep in this in the tea. I don't actually really care, but I watched it because I wanted to kind of like have another talking point for decentering men. And also, and if I don't know if you watched this video, I don't even know how I called it, but I talked about my experiences with men, and especially spiritual men from all walks. And I also saw my hijabis in my subscribers. So much love to you, to my hijabis. I I love my Muslim girls as well. I had like one beautiful client of mine as well. She's a very big influencer here in Germany, and she's also hijab. And yeah, I actually have a lot of Muslim friends. So um, but what I want to say, I don't even know. What I want to say is that I have had men from all kind of backgrounds, trying to, at the end of the day, for them, it's still about sex. Let's be real, okay? Let's be real. And I believe that this is the biggest demystification of this whole romanticizing of love. I don't believe in this love anymore. I don't believe that any man can fulfill the fantasy that you have in your mind of a man, of a romantic relationship, of a relationship in general. And I'm not against relationships, and I'm not against men in general, but I'm really about demystifying. And I believe for women, it's one of the biggest illusions and the biggest distractions in this life to fulfill your potential if you continue to believe in the Disney or even in the poetic way of love. I actually really believe that this yearning of a woman to love and to express love and to take care. Number one, I personally believe that's me, and I believe that this is true for everyone. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's not, but I believe like the love that I have, I spoke about this in another video as well. The love that I have for life, it was kind of diverted to centering it on men, but this love, like this care. And I believe that this is your biggest power as a woman, to take this love. Also in my other video where I talked about women want to be free, and we are this channel of love. We want to use this energy to create our lives, so we can use this love to fill our own bodies. We can use this love to love our mothers, right? We can use this love to love our home, to create beauty in our home, to love our friends, our girlfriends, yeah, to put it into our career, into our creative expression. And ultimately, because I'm still a spiritual, um I do believe in God, but I don't believe in this male-centered God only. If at all, it's a masculine and feminine God together. It's yin and yang, right? It's both. It's not only like this man in the sky or whatever. It's not even that, but it's feminine energy and masculine energy. And I do believe in this higher love. I do believe in it. And of course, because it is nature. I mean, nature is magical, it is divine. That's how I see it. So, all this love that I have, it has to go somewhere. I don't know if you can relate with that, but I remember me like throughout my life, used to have these outbursts of love, and I always needed, like, my mind needed a projection field. And sometimes I thought, oh my God, I love my mom so much. And I do love her so much. But then I thought, oh, I love her so much. I want to give her all my love. And then later on, it kind of switched to men, you know, like I love men so much or something like that. I never was a fan of men, like to be obsessive. No, I don't, I never think that I actually got so obsessed about men. But having all this energy, it needs to go somewhere. And this is where I want to make the point of decentering men. It's not the man. Like all the love that you feel, girlfriend, it's your love, it's your currency, as I said, it's your power. This is your power. Your love is your power. It is energy that fuels you. And as I said, use it to beautify and romanticize your life, your own existence, your beauty, your home, your career, your business, your social media presence, whatever it is, your science. I hope that I'm attracting women who are actually interested in more than just beauty and attracting a man. Please, no. No, 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 no. I hope you have a passion for something, for nature, or for your arts, for your whatever it is that you love. So this energy, this love, this is your currency. This is what God has given you. I believe that. I'm going to use the word God. I hope it doesn't trigger you, but I believe that this divine entity, divine mother, father, God, Kundalini energy, whatever you want to call it, this is your currency, to use this energy, to use your love to create. That is what this love is for, and not to center men. So I know I can't always get, this is my main talking point. I believe in the love inside of you, and that you can use it to create whatever you want. That's what I believe in 100%. So everything else is just to give perspective. So talking about decentering men and this Hindz guy, like this girl, Gazelle Monet, she talked about him being a narcissist, not having accountability. And I personally, as I said, I never really felt him. So I totally see that. And I believe that also, again, him seeing himself like as a spiritual guru guy, which I even think is a joke. Um, I think that this is exactly what also EU, my girl, um, she's talking about that men purposefully put themselves in high positions in order to get women, and I can definitely attest to that. I believe that that's true. I've had the privilege, or whatever you want to call it, to meet high ranking men as well in my life. Like, I have been a host, I've done like interviews, but I've also, like, the people that I'm surrounded by, like my community is a very affluent community of academics and intellectuals and things like that. And the thing, and I spoke about that before in another video, I've also had the privilege of looking into the dark side, because one of my best friends in my 20s, she worked in a whorehouse, she worked in a bordel, she worked around prostitutes and pimps, and the men that come along. And a lot of these men, because it was like a VIP kind of whorehouse, and those men had to pay a lot of money to get in and also get to the girls. So I know that at the end of the day, no matter who you are, or especially if you are a man in a high ranking position, like a politician or a businessman, those men, at the end of the day, they just want the pee. They just want the pussy. And that's just true. That's just true. I don't I'm here, yeah, it's generalization. I know, of course, it's not true for everybody. I know it's not. But just to make a point, right? So we really have to stop pedestalizing men in powerful position, no matter what kind of position that is. Men will use every place to put themselves in a higher position, and then at the end of the day, to abuse their power. Most of the times they're abusing their power, and I'm speaking about really abusing their powers in terms of women, because then they're in this high position. While I'm speaking about that, I am just thinking about, I saw this report once on German television, I think, and it was in Turkey. So there was this guy, he was also something like, he appointed himself something like a guru. Man, oh man, people are doing some really weird shit on this planet. So this guy appointed himself as this guru, and then he was kind of like a Hugh Hefner, but being a Muslim guy. And then he had these women, and all of them, they kind of looked like playmates. I mean, for all my Orientals out here, you know how in these countries like Turkey or Iran, when people are not like in like when they don't wear the hijab, most of the time they're extremely superficial. Most of them are very like, I don't blame it, but that's just aesthetic there, right? Like they're like they have had plastic surgery and like super dolled up because it's still a very male centered culture. So this guy, he appointed himself something like a guru, and then he had a house full of sexy looking women who thought that they were living like a very free life. This was like the whole topic, being very free and being very modern, and also this being appointed by God, and then having this guy who kind of gave them to the permission to live this life. I hope you understand. Like, this is what I'm thinking about when I think about men wanting to use the point of power, and not only economic, but a lot of times spiritual power, because women are innately spiritual. And we are, I believe that we are like, our hearts and our psyche is wired to seek for the divine. And let me demystify it. You are the divine, girlfriend. You are the divine. You are Mother Earth. You are Mother Nature. You are the divine feminine. You are the big, big love. I believe that women, that's what I believe at this point in my life, that women have the capacity to love big time. Like, we have so much love energy. And that's why we are seeking, like, we love God or this concept of God, but this is where it's corrupted. It's not this male centered God that people are talking about in most of the monotheistic Abrahamic religions. Yeah, the women, the women are the most important pillars of this so-called spirituality. That's what I believe. So yeah, so with this guy, like in this Turkish guy, this was just a little excursion, because I just thought about that with how men manipulate women, and they use women's innate longing for the divine, women's love for beauty, women's love for aesthetics, women's love for nurturing, women's ability to create community, because this is also something why this so-called harem thing works, right? This one man and then a group of women. Because I believe literally we don't need the man at all like that. Yeah. But we love community because we love each other, and we have the ability to, we don't have those big egos. Like, we are loving, like, you are you, I am me, we can all be friends, and we can make this work. So with that being said, this was, as I said, just a little excursion going back to this Hindz guy. Yeah. So why I love, like, why I picked it up is because I really also admire what Gazelle Monet did. Like, she actually like openly exposed it and exposed him, and him also being a man of influence. Yeah, because he is an influencer. Her now exposing this and daring to openly share her experience. And this is where I want to chime in as well and tell my story, because I truly, at this point in my life, 100% believe that a man is the biggest distraction for a woman to fulfill her, if you want to call it that, God-given purpose. Yeah, we are here on this planet, I believe all of us. Yeah, and especially if you're drawn to this content, you're probably also someone who has something to give. Yeah, that's what I'm calling in. I'm calling in my women who want it all. You want to be beautiful, you want to give your love, you're talented, you want to make this money, you want to create impact. And that's a story, is nothing new. I haven't invented it. Money in the hands of women is so much better allocated because women use the money actually to serve the community. Women use the money to uplift others, and they put the money into more wholesome things, like more healthy food, more fairness, like fair trade, put money into other women, and so on and so forth. Like, I am all for women at this point, like 100%. I love you. Okay. So But with that being said, coming back to this Janelle Monet thing, no, 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 that's not her name. Gazelle Monet, right? It's almost like Janelle Monet. She's a singer. Um, but what I want to say, my personal story is I have like thinking back, and I like to share my story, and I'm not ashamed of it, even though I made a lot of mistakes and it's very cringy. I believe this is the number one thing how you can actually share connection and also free yourself of some kind of shame or guilt, because we're all human and we have all made mistakes, and hopefully we learn from it, and so we can learn from each other. And for me, it's just a purification process, also sharing these topics, and to, yeah, get this shame off of it, because shame is going to dim your energy and it's going to really suppress your higher frequency. So me personally, I remember that I was like, now currently I just feel so back in my authentic energy, how I was as a child already. So I remember when I was very, always very studious, always focused on school, focused on my goals, focused on what I wanted to do. And I really give thanks to my mom because she encouraged that. So I remember when I was done with my first level of schooling, like secondary school, I was done. I was only 15, that was quite young. And I thought to myself, I met this guy. This was the guy actually who took my virginity, or whatever we want to call it. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm mature enough. I want to make this experience, and I have the option to have this beautiful guy. Like, he was a trophy guy, if we want to call it that, right? Trophy guy. If a girl thinks in a male-centered way, and I don't promote that anymore. So I thought, okay, he's handsome. Like, he was like 2 meters and something. He was built. He was like the archetypal basketball player. He was my skin tone, or even a little lighter. Like, he was like this statue of a man. And I thought, okay, so he was interested in me, and we became a couple. So why I'm saying that, and I'm going to tell more stories like that, a little fast forward, is that every time, and I want to invite you to check maybe that pattern inside of you, if you are an archetypal successful woman. Yeah. So you maybe you think like that, you are focusing on your own goals, but then you feel like, okay, I've reached a certain level, and now I'm going to incentivize myself with a guy. So this is how I felt many times in my life. So I was done with school. I was like, okay, now I can play. And the play was being with this guy, like getting into the relationship with this handsome young man. Yes. So okay, that was it. Then I remember another time when I was almost done with uni. I had another boyfriend. It was fast forward a few years later. And he was also this tall guy, also very athletic built. And I remember that I was almost done with my bachelor's, and this is where he came in, and then we broke up. I'm gonna fast forward it. Like, we broke up, and then laser focused back on my studies. I laser focused back on my studies. I finished my bachelor's degree. I was so proud of myself that time. Like, I was hitting all of the goals at the same time. Like, I was working out every day. I was going to the library, working on my thesis, and then I finished my colloquium, my dissertation, and I was so proud. And then I got into the corporate world. So I felt so amazing. Like, I looked good, I was accomplished, and then I had this job, I had my car, I was always going to the office looking sexy, and I was just feeling myself. And obviously I radiated that. And at that time, I still didn't really see my value, and I mourned that part of myself. But then this was the time where I attracted this one singer. Like, he was a singer, he was a, yeah, like a pop star star. I don't know if that's the right word, but he was a singer, and he was also mixed and cute. So I attracted him. and then I attracted this other guy. He was like an artist. But every time where I felt at the height of my success, like going from level to level, I always attracted these guys. And this is also what I want to say. This is actually the topic here I want to talk about, is that every time where I felt in my energy, and this is maybe you too, like when I feel good about myself, when I feel like I look good, I have worked on my body, I feel amazing, I feel powerful, I feel successful because I have reached my goals. Then I kind of always let it loose a little bit, and I want to play because I'm very playful. And this is every time at that point, this is where I attract men. And then at one point, I felt like I was also engaged to, it was another time like that. So just to continue this train of thought and also the pattern, because I'm telling that story also for you to check your pattern. So this is my style. Every time I'm accomplished and I am doing well for myself, I kind of want to play, and I want to play with a man. This is over now, but this is how it was. So the same thing when I quit my corporate job to find my purpose. I'm going to make another video about that as well, how I just blindly, like, really jumped off the cliff to find my purpose. But I did that, and then I got back into the things that I loved. So I recommend that to everybody, not to quit your job necessarily, but to do the things that you loved as a child. And I had the privilege of really having a very rich um childhood of exposure. Like, that's really what I can say. I had a rich childhood of exposure to culture, to other, like, to people, but also to things that I loved. And I said it before, I loved performing. I've always loved performing. I've always loved to be on stage, to sing, to dance, to be on stage and to say, like, hey, here I am. I practiced something and I want to share it with you. And that's the same energy that I'm using here. Like, I have practiced something, I've learned something, I want to share it with you. And this is what makes me happy. So when I quit my corporate job, I got back into dancing. And then later on, I actually became, like, I was in this accelerator for entrepreneurs, like these investment hubs where they seek out new potential, and then they look if they want to invest in you and to bring your business idea to full fruition. I was in this kind of incubator. And then I realized, no, like, actually, I don't want to be with them. I want to really empower myself more. That was my train of thought. And I got into health. So I'm a holistic nutritionist. And when I did that, I was at the height of my me just living my best life, me being self-realized, right? So I learned everything about nutrition and health and self food and water and gut bacteria. And I lived in this beautiful place in Germany, right at the sea, and in this hotel. It was like this retreat hotel, and I felt so good. Like, I was walking barefoot in the morning, and I collected my herbs, like, literally from the forest just behind our hotel where I lived. So I went back barefoot to ground myself and to collect these. Like, I know about herbs, and then to spot them and to pick them and to come back and to make smoothies with these herbs. Like, I was living my very, very best life. And at that time, this is where I met my fiance. And I actually have always been decentering men. Like, when I was focused on me, like, I was so focused on me, I didn't even care, because I knew men were always coming. Like, men were always coming. There was always a man somehow in my life. And and I actually didn't care. So at that time, again, I was like, I'm just trying to tell this pattern, right? So at that time, I I loved my life and I knew what I wanted to do. After that, me and my mom, we opened up a vegan cafe. So my mom was hyped up. I was hyped up. Like we did this thing. And then I also shared, like I did workshops and I did speaking gigs talking about nutrition, talking about women's empowerment. And he came in and I actually kind of tolerated him, to be very honest. Like at that time I was really not focusing on him, but he moved in with me and we did that and I thought, yeah, that's fine. It's kind of it's a good look. It's a good look. But then it got entangled and yeah, later on I separated from him because he wasn't really the one. I don't believe in the one anymore. I don't believe in the one, but he wasn't even actually a match. Like I don't want to speak bad about him because he was a very nice guy and I really mean it. It was a nice relationship, but it didn't excite me and it wasn't really it. But like so much love for him. I really he was one of the best guys that I like a friend. He was more like a friend and it was good. So but I want to say again, so I then we separated and then I kind of struggled a little bit. It was Corona times. Like I was like, okay, I'm back on my own. And what am I going to do? And this is where I realized, and again, here comes the point. I believe that when a woman is not fully focused on her goals, and you should be focused on your goals every day, every day, all of the time, you on your pedestal, you are following your dreams, you are working on yourself, and it's a full-time job. It is a full-time job. Sometimes people say, like, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, I don't want to know where to start. Living your best life, being your own dream girl is a full-time job. Going to bed early, waking up in the morning, doing your morning ritual, working out, putting on makeup if you want that, getting your hair done. Like it doesn't have to be all too much, but you just want to feel good about yourself, right? So doing that, looking what you want to wear, and then looking how you want to shape your days if you are having your own business or even if you have to go to work. You're the main character of your life, so it's a full-time job. And I believe it's like the biggest, it's an implant in your mind. It's an implant and it's an energy leech just to think that you need a man, or just to think that this would complete your life. It's wrong. Like I'm at this point, it's so wrong. And it's an energy vampire. It's an energy leech. Do you know, like I now here comes more of a spiritual concept. I believe that you as a as an entity, as a spirit, as a human being, as a psyche, you live inside your energy bubble. You live inside your auric field, right? That's how I see things. So you live inside your own bubble, literally your own energy field, and this world is constantly trying to suck your energy, right? Like these tubes, right? Like people, people, but also ideas, dreams, concepts, fantasies. And one of the biggest lie, or one of the biggest energy leech, is thinking that you're incomplete without a man. And this is like a hook. It sucks your energy. I hope that it's clear, but you're this entity, and then there's so many cords, right? Maybe if you're spiritual, it's called cord cutting, right? Cord cutting ritual. So you cut all the cords so the energy vampires can no longer suck your energy. And this is what I believe. This is spiritual purification, that you are pure and it's just your energy inside of your energy. You're the main like you're the main person in your life. Your energy is pure, and you know that you don't need anything besides you being connected to oh sorry, you being connected to cosmic energy, you being connected to life force energy, you being connected to God, whatever you want to call it, you being connected to life. This is your own this is your what your own no this is your only. This is your only connection. You are married to yourself. This is also why I'm wearing the ring. I don't I don't have nobody, but I still have this engagement ring. So this is also called sacred union. This is the divine marriage, right? The divine marriage is you marrying yourself. You protecting yourself. You covering yourself. You loving yourself. You being one with yourself. Your mind is connected, or your mind is married to your body, right? Your spirit is married to your body. You are whole within yourself, which is not a like this is not, oh, you don't have to live alone or anything. It's not that you're only by yourself, but you are a complete entity, and you can only be that when you have ripped out all of the cords, right? All of the lies, all of the temptations, all of the, yeah, the lies, the implants that the world or even your ancestors, right? Like we come with a set of limitations already through our ancestry. Maybe your mom has never learned that she is her own goddess, right? And this is also what I say. I believe that I and you, like we are one, right? If you're listening to me, what I'm saying is I know that we're two parts of the same coin. If you're listening to me, we are one, right? I'm speaking, you're listening. It's like breathing in, breathing out, right? I'm breathing out, you're breathing it in. That's why I love your comments. Bring it back to me, then I'm breathing it in and I'm giving it back. So we become one. And I believe that this is what's currently happening also in social media and in the bubble that I'm in the space that I'm in is women's empowerment. Women, like this is a secret society, right? You and me, we're a secret society. We are speaking about the things that in the past, this has been talked about only amongst women in secret society. And if we want to call it that, it's like the witches, or it's like the women's groups, or it's whatever. Like women have always gathered, women's communities, and they talked about the secrets amongst women. And I think that this has been a little bit lost through the patriarchy, where women are now thinking we have to be with men. No, I believe we have to be with women, and we are the one who are solidarity. We're showing solidarity to each other and love, not only solidarity, but we want to have relationship. And this is what we're doing here. So I'm a little all over the place, I know, but it doesn't matter. I know you understand. It's like a real conversation between girlfriends, you know? So again, going back to a woman, you're your own entity. You are complete. Yeah, this is called in psychology, in Jungian psychology, it's called the individuation process, where the feminine, yeah, gets like in your psyche, you are waking up to your male or your animus, your the masculine part inside of you that comes to protect the feminine side inside of you, right? So this is the process where a woman can be super feminine, but she also has this edge. I believe that's me, you know. She can she can't like she's sharp, she's witty, she knows how to navigate herself through this life, and she can't be fooled. She can't be fooled. And what happens in patriarchy, we are being systematically taught, yeah, to be this complacent, sweet, not questioning, not ruffling the feathers kind of person, because this is how we can get manipulated, right? This is how we can be the nice one. And we're being gaslit, like collectively gaslit into not asking too many questions, not being too inquisitive, not being doubtful, like skeptical. I'm skeptical, you know, with that. Like that's really what we're being taught as the good girls. And a lot of the indoctrination comes through morals and religion, male-centered religion. And this is what we need to free ourselves of. Okay, no disrespect, I love God, I know that we all love God, I'm sure that all women love life. Like we love life because we are life. We are the trees. the water, the plants, the elements. We are that. But coming back, I want to kind of finish the point. What I just explained here, also you coming back to your own energy and you coming back to your wholeness without there being these hooks plugged inside of your energy system to take off your energy. And that's the thing about mental health. A woman needs to clear out her energy system and also her mentality of these things that you think you need to be or do, which has nothing to do with your own soul's agenda, but it's literally an indoctrination program. And that's also what male centeredness is about, constantly thinking about a man, having this fantasy about a man, having this fantasy about love. Because I also believe nothing is just happened like that. I believe that men maybe even know, or the powers that be, whatever we want to call it, that they know that a woman is so, like, we're so big thinkers. I believe that a woman is a natural big thinker because we're so sensory. Like, we can see things, we can sense things, we know things, we want to look at everything. We're like all encompassing. We love to be broad and have perspective and have like different kinds of friends and different kinds of interests, and we love so many things. Like, we want it all, right? And this is what I believe, that that's the energy that is susceptible to being um violated and taken advantage of, because our mind is so broad, our imagination is so broad. And that's where we have to really cleanse our field. We have to cleanse our energy and really, like, for example, meditation would be something good to do, to check our thoughts. You're not your thoughts. The thoughts are probably to part of the matrix and the indoctrination. Really check, what are you still thinking? What are you still thinking? If there are still thoughts of, oh, I need this or this outside of myself, it's a lie, right? You don't need nothing outside of yourself. You are equipped, as I said in the other video, you are equipped by the energy of every day to live your life, and make it about you. Make it about your dreams, your desires, your self-expression. This is what we want to do, like a tree or like a flower. It's a very stereotypical analogy, but that's what it is. We are like a flower. We want to express ourselves. We want to grow and we want to shine and we want to show our light, and we just want to be, right? We want to bathe in the sun like a flower. That's the feminine essence. We want to come through. Yes. And that's what I'm doing here as well. I want to come through unfiltered, unedited, just showing who I am, my mind and my emotions, for you to see me. And this is also what we want as women. We want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be experienced, we want to share ourselves in order to feel a sense of belonging. And this is also where I feel like this being seen, being heard, being appreciated, that's what we want. We want to be seen, we want to be appreciated, and we want to be valued, right? And I believe also that all of who we are, most of the time, a man cannot appreciate all of that because he doesn't even know the depth and the complexity and the versatility that we bring. Like, we have so much to give. Yeah. And all of who we are is basically a work of art. That's what I believe. So let me close the tabs. Did I leave anything open? I talked about decentering men. Yeah. Why I don't believe um in male-centered gurus at all. Like, I'm not gonna pay no man. I'm not gonna follow no man, because this is also something like That's it. Like men, there's so many men in the spiritual space or in the life coaching space or in the relationship space or in this whole, yeah, relationship console. I will never pay a man to give me relationship advice because ultimately he's still speaking from the male perspective. I don't say everything is wrong, no, but no, I don't care because I am going to listen to me, and if at all, I'm going to listen to a woman. I'm going to listen to a woman who is a woman's friend. I'm going to listen to a woman who is women centered. That's it. That's for me, that's my standard. Yeah. So I'm not going to listen to no Hindz for whatever he's talking. Maybe what he's talking might be true, but I want to have a role model. Yeah, that's literally what it is, a role model or a sister, a friend, somebody, yeah, that I can relate to and who is embodied in her knowledge and who's not just speaking some stuff because he wants to put himself in a powerful position, something like a guru, something like a Jesus or whatever. I love Jesus, by the way, no shade. I think Jesus was pro divine feminine. Um, so I will only, if at all, and this might be a scam too, if at all, I like men who actually honor nature, who honor the divine feminine, who honor women, who honors his daughter, his mother, the divine feminine within him. That's the only man that I can actually only take anything from, or if not even take anything from, but accept in my reality, because that's it. This world is not teaching us properly how to honor the divine feminine, which is nature. Look how the world is treating nature. um us, the way we treat the ground, the food, the waters, like that's the patriarchy, that's the patriarchal mindset. You want to ascend to some space, you want to ascend to heaven later on when you leave this place, but no, it's about being here, in the here and now, in the presence, in nature. That is the reality, and the feminine is that. So putting Heinz off the pedestal, thank you, Gazelle Monet, for kind of calling, like, not calling him out, but putting his business out there and how he abused you. I actually also wanted to continue to share something that I feel like every time a woman is on her rise, this, don't get distracted when you are on your rise, because your light shines so bright, you will automatically attract men. Of course you will attract men, and don't think that you need men for validation. We all want validation, totally fine. We want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be valued, we want to be appreciated. We want that. I want that, you want that. We are not free from it. But if you are validation starved, as my friend EU says, get your validation from other people, get your validation through different avenues and not only through this one man, because I don't believe that one man can actually appreciate all of who you are, because he doesn't have the capacity to see it all. Yeah. And also this goes for me. I got distracted every time I was kind of at the height of my path, and this is why I'm decentering men, because I want to be, and this is here, I am married to myself. I am married to my divinity. I am married to my purpose. I am married to my divine assignment. I am married to living my best life. I am married to my health, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health. And I don't believe that centering a man, or actually even like giving a man too much space in my reality, will always distract me from fully expressing myself. And I believe personally, and that's it with this YouTube channel, this is me being fully free in my self-expression, and this is only for women. This is only for women. This is only for women. This is for you. This is for me. This is for us to create sisterhood. This is for us to actually create this safe space, first in the mind and then in life, to create more and more safe spaces in this world for a woman to be able to express herself in her rawest, most beautiful, most amazing, radiant essence. I know this video was all over the place, but I hope you still got the point. Again, decentering men is really pushing him out of my reality. They still exist, but they're not going to be my leader. They're not going to be my gurus. I'm definitely not buying anything from a man as well, like if I don't have to, because this is also continuing to give them power. And I would rather seek out always women who educate me in certain areas like nutrition. I'm a nutritionist, so I think I'm fine here. So, but nutrition, relationships, I'm not taking relationships advice for men from men for women. My passion, and also finances. I also think, and it's proven, that women who educate themselves around finances most of the time are better with finances as men. So, yeah, I'm pro woman. I'm all pro woman. I'm all for it. I'm pro myself. I'm pro all women. I'm pro women of color. I'm pro all women from all cultures. I'm pro women for us to be sisters, but only, and that's the only path, only if a woman knows that she has to do her decolonizing, decentering men, really ridding her own system, her own mindset, her own energy and emotion and belief systems of the patriarchal, capitalistic, exploitative mindset of the patriarchy. That is it. Like the matrix is internalized in me too. Yeah. So I'm not completely free from it, but me sharing this is part of me getting rid and growing more and more into my more matriarchal feminine essence and power, because that's it. We are here to express ourselves and to validate ourselves and to really not give energy. And that's the biggest thing, not give energy to what you no longer want to continue to see thriving in this world. So part of it is definitely decentering men. So ladies, put yourself, put your crown on, put yourself on the pedestal, put yourself first, put your desires first, your dreams first, your energy first, your rituals first, your self first. And if you continue to do that, you will continue to have more empathy also for other women, and therefore create sisterhood, friendships, and really the sacred circle of women amongst each other. I believe that we're actually, this is a party. Like I believe that this is a party that we're having here. And yeah, I believe that it is time. I believe that we're part of the divine feminine rising, and that we are here to create a safer world for us and for the women, and hopefully also the next generations, for Mother Nature. I think this is the holistic way of healing. Healing your mindset, healing your energy, healing your actions. And this is all feminine centered, and feminine is all encompassing. And this is what I want to invite you to. So there's so much more to say. I know this video was all over the place, but it comes from love, and I still think it holds a lot of value. So have a beautiful day. Let me know what you think. Do you resonate with that? Every time you are at the height of your radiance, this is when the men come, and most of the time this is where your energy declines, because you're now splitting your energy, focusing on the man, focusing on being a good woman, focusing on being a housewife, and we do it all. But every time we nurture a man or a relationship, we're not putting the energy onto our divine assignment. So again, let me know how you feel about that, and I would like you to also, yeah, just know that you're married to yourself and to your dreams. And this is, for me, the highest service I can give to this world, to this universe, and actually fulfill my spiritual assignment. That's what I believe. So have a beautiful day. Looking forward to hear from you again, and take care. Until then, bye.